Alfie, how you doing, man?
Hello, buddy. How are you? Good?
I'm good, thank you. It's your first time on Empire Universe Media, so just welcome and thanks for taking the time to come on here.
Yeah, no worries. Who you got there? GSP? Who else?
Oh yeah, so this is my office. I've been working on it. So I have GSP in the corner there. I have some hockey, some personal MMA that was signed for me. Yeah, just a whole bunch of things. I got his shorts over here that were signed. So got the legend on the wall here.
Yeah, sick. Nice. All right, man.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you about your name. So Alfie, is it like a short for like Alfred or what, or is it just Alfie?
Just Alfie. Yeah, just Alfie. Some people call me Alf, but yeah, no. Actually, Alfred's becoming quite a fashionable name over here now. But no, yeah, it's just Alfie for me.
Yeah, yeah. And another name I want to bring up is your nickname, Axeman. How did you get that?
Yeah, so in a kickboxing bout, how many years ago was it now? A few years back, I basically knocked out a guy with an axe kick, and yeah, someone just suggested it to me. Yeah, you should call yourself the Axe Man. I was like, actually, that sounds like a good name. I don't know anyone else called the Axe Man, so I mean, yeah, it was a pretty good knockout. So I was like, all right, I'll take that. And in a lot of my fights, I do throw axe kicks a lot, which is sort of an underused technique. So yeah, not many people are using it, so I'll claim that name.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So I know you're based in London, England. The capital of in the UK over there in England. I mean, it is no secret that it is a bit of a hot spot for the MMA events. I mean, we've had like two UFC Londons over there this year. You just had I think you've had like Bellator over there. I think Bare Knuckle FC is going to be there this weekend. I mean, do you have if you have the opportunity, do you try to go to all these events?
Yeah, I mean, normally when my teammates are on it, which most likely in London they are, I go because we're very supportive teammates. We will go watch them all. If teammates aren't on it, to be honest, I don't really go just because I go to so many events. I'll just watch it online. But most of the time, teammates are on it. So, I mean, I've missed the UFC Londons because we haven't had any teammates on it. Although I watched them live, so they've been pretty good. I'm going to the bare knuckle fight because obviously Michael's fighting in the main event, and then yeah, all the Bellators and stuff. I'll be going to.
Yeah, yeah. I was just gonna ask if you were going to attend that fight. Kind of looking at that matchup. I know that MVP. I know he's a teammate of yours, but why do you think this is a bad matchup for a guy like Perry and his and the way he fights?
Yeah, yeah, I do. To be honest, Michael's so hard to touch. Believe me, I know firsthand. Yeah, and with no gloves on, it's very easy to get cut. So it doesn't take much. You can get cut with jabs. So I think his face is going to get bloodied up, and it's not going to be easy for him to even touch Michael. He's so good at controlling the distance. So yeah, I mean, and also all of his life he's fought in like mitts and then MMA gloves. So he's so used to fighting without sort of any heavy weights on his hands. It's only a little changeover, I'd say. So I do think it's a bad matchup for him. But he's got some attributes as well. Like he can be dirty on the inside. He's obviously like yeah, he's got a decent chin. He likes to fight. So I mean, it's a good matchup. I'm looking forward to watching it. But yeah, no, my money's on Michael just making it look really slick.
Yeah, and that being said, I know there's a difference between MMA striking and boxing striking. Have you had the opportunity to watch him train, particularly for the bare knuckle boxing?
Who, Michael?
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've experienced firsthand. I've had to spar him. So yeah, yeah. No, he's in. I'm in the gym every day. He's in the gym there as well. So yeah, I get to watch. And obviously I've had to spar him a few rounds. But the guy's just a beast, man. Yeah, there's not much more to say about that. He's one of a kind, one in a million. So um, that's why I would say he's probably the best in the world at the minute. So yeah, it's just about proving it. But yeah,
And for yourself, I know you just previously talked about doing kickboxing, but would bare knuckle boxing, would that ever be something that would interest you in the future?
I mean, if the opportunity came up and it was for a decent amount of money, then yes, it would. But to be honest, I'm more of a kicker. So although I can use my hands, I like kicking. So yeah, I box a lot with a lot of amateurs, and I box a fair amount of pros, like sparring. But I enjoy the kicking element, so it would be just for the money, if I'm being honest. So it'd have to be a lot of money to do it. But yeah, I'll definitely do it. I'll do any. I'm a prize fight. I'll fight for any amount of prize. So, yeah, I'll be up for it, to be honest with you.
Well, you certainly have a fight booked right now. Thibault Gouti. Apologies if I got his name wrong. On the 29th in Milan. With this kind of matchup, I mean, how do you kind of see this matchup, and where do you see your strengths go against his weakness?
Yeah, so yeah, to be honest, I butcher his name as well. I was when people are asking where I was fighting, I was like, it's like a Gucci booty kind of guy. I don't know. I couldn't remember. I couldn't pronounce his first name. My strengths, I think, he's a decent striker. I mean, he's got a bit of a scrappy style of striking. So this can either go one of two ways. It's either that he's going to be coming forwards, and yeah, he's going to be able to control the range and the pace of the fight, or I control the range and the pace of the fight, and I'm look good on the back foot. And judging by his previous performances and who he's fought against, I think it's going to be the latter. So I think I'm just going to be, yeah, he's going to be wanting to come forwards all the time, and I'm just going to be picking him off. And to be fair, I think I'll be able to pick him off initially, then I'm going to have to sit down and make it a bit of a war and push him back. So I believe this fight is all on who controls the range of the fight, and who controls the pace of the fight. So yeah, it's a good matchup for me. I think. I mean, he's a smaller guy. He's scrappy. He's not really clinical. But if I have a bad night, it can definitely make me look bad. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting fight. But I believe I'll go there and I can knock him out. Especially the way he's recklessly coming in. I think he leaves himself very exposed.
Yeah, and I mean this fight's gonna be in Milan. I mean it's right on the border there with France. I get that he's probably gonna have a lot of French fans over there. Do you feel like maybe this might be a bit of going into enemy territory?
Yeah, I don't know. It's different countries, isn't it? I mean, I've got some people coming over as well. But yeah, no, maybe it could possibly be. I mean, the English aren't liked a lot by Europeans. I mean, compared to like yeah, like most Europeans. I mean, English are quite brash, aren't they? And so yeah, I think Europeans definitely would favour another European country over the English. But in saying that, most other Europeans think that French are rude and stuff. So I don't know. It depends. Either way, I don't really care, to be honest. I just got to go in there and do the job. And the good news is that Milan has some nice pizza for us after, and yeah, I can go out, get some nice food, and yeah, enjoy Milan.
Well, you're no stranger to doing it. I mean, you fought in Abu Dhabi back in 2017 against one of their own. How did you deal with the crowd there? And I mean, how do you keep your composure?
Yeah, I mean, it can be tough at times. I fought a lot of people in their backyard, um, and it can be off-putting sometimes. The crowd to say it. So I'm not saying it isn't, but I mean, when you're in there, it's just about just doing your job. To be honest with you, you just got to focus on what's going on in the now. Um, and then yeah, initially when you see people, it can be off-putting, but then when you're in there and you've got that opponent in front of you, it all sort of changes.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, excuse me. I just lost my voice there. Now after the fight, do you have any plans? Like, what's your cheat meal going to be, or what is your go-to cheat meal after every fight?
Yeah, oh mate, I grew up in Enfield where there's a big amount of fried chicken shops. So yeah, I don't know if they've got them. Where are you in Canada? Yeah,
I am in Canada, Ontario.
yeah. I don't know. We call them Boss Man chicken shops over here. So, I mean, the teenager comes out and it's like dirty fried chicken with like chips and stuff. So I always get a Boss Man chicken shop after. To be honest with you, always go in there. Yeah, get extra wings from Boss Man barbecue sauce, and that's it really. Get that, and then I love a milkshake as well. I love like a yeah, I like a McDonald's milkshake to be fair. So it's really dirty food. It's not like a nice clean like burger or something. It's just like dirty. I'm not even sure if it's chicken. It's probably a bit of pigeon, but I seem to like it.
And for yourself, do you try to stay as disciplined as you can? Do you just try to go out all out for like a week, or what's your attitude towards dieting?
Yeah, I mean, I get kind of heavy to be fair, but not as bad as I used to. I used to be worse. I'm not quite as bad as like Paddy. You see, Paddy the Baddy is quite in the media, but he's a proper fatty, yeah. Or like Ricky Fatton used to call him. I mean, I'm not that bad because I like to train. I like to get in the gym and train straight away after. So I don't put on a huge like I don't put on as much as them, but I'm still big, and I'm a big lightweight to be honest with you. Like I'm on the higher end of being a lightweight, so just naturally, I mean, I still have abs most of the time, but yeah, it's like my love handles. I start getting love handles, and like my cheeks will get fat and stuff. But I mean, you got to enjoy yourself sometime. I've been doing this fight game for too long. I got to have a bit of like eating some shit sometime when I can.
Excellent. And I know you have yourself a family. How do you balance your family life and training and fighting?
Yeah, it can be tough at times, to be honest with you. Um, I mean, on the weekends I get to see him a lot, um, and also some nights in the week I'll take off. But it's a lot of hours committed to this game, so I'm not going to say it's easy. But I'm hoping that the career pays dividends, and I'll be able to like reap that time back when I've sort of earned enough, and yeah, being able to invest my money wisely so I can be a bit freer later on in life when they're a bit older. But I definitely commit a lot of hours to the gym, which is not ideal. But I mean, I'm going to try and be a role model to them. And then, yeah, but yeah, it's not easy.
And how do you see yourself? How does one fighter become a role model for the younger generation, in your opinion?
Um, it's a good question. I mean, I think fighting well. I mean, I wouldn't want to. I don't like to advise people on like personality wise because everyone has their own personality. You know, some people like to give their spin on if they should be arrogant or they should do this, they should trash talk. I mean, I think each personality comes out differently, but I definitely think giving back is something that I like to do. So all the younger teammates, I like to always try and help them out, always try and like give them advice if they have it. Also teach kickboxing to a younger generation. So I feel like if I can give back to what some of the instructors have given me in my life, I mean, then that's the way that I do it. And also putting on performances. So yeah, it's idealistic to perform the way that I perform. I think that's another way of making them like inspired. So yeah.
And with this fight, I know it's going to be in October. Is your family planning on attending this fight with you?
Nah, I don't think so. I mean, my mum normally, if she comes to the ones in London, she'll come and then she'll hide in the toilet. So there's not much point in her coming over to Milan. And then my fiance, we've got another baby due. So by that time, the baby literally, I'm on call now, so she could have it right now. So once the baby's there, it's going to be hard to fly him over to Milan and stuff like that. So it wouldn't be worth the effort. But I've got a fair amount of friends coming over, and like say family, like boys I grew up with. I think some of my brothers will probably want to come over. So um, yeah, I think I have some family and friends there, but like in terms of like my fiance and my mum and stuff, I don't think they'll be attending. But you never know. My mum does love it. She might fly over for the trip.
Excellent. And I just want to, before I go any further, congratulations on that news.
Yeah, cheers, buddy. Thank you. Yeah, I'm getting old now, man. Life's taken over. Got a mortgage, got kids.
We don't get
And
any younger, right?
no, yeah, the last 3 years, I was just like a bum in the gym, and now I've got to actually be a man. So, yeah, got to work it out.
And now that we're going to be in like October, your fight will be in October. We're in the back half of 2022. Would you like to kind of slide in one more fight by the end of the year? What are your plans?
Yeah, I mean that would be ideal. Unfortunately, COVID like benched a lot of us fighters before, so the earnings has not been where it should be the last few years, and I'd like to make up for that lost time. Yeah, and we'll see. But I don't want to rush into anything because I think once I win this fight, I'm definitely eligible for a top 10 guy, or definitely on the borders of a top 10 guy. So I wouldn't want to rush into it and take a fight sillily. But at the same time, I think if I look at the top 10, there's only maybe one or two of them that will give me a lot of trouble. And then I feel like I could just slot in with, the other eight. So um, the other two, I'd have to have a proper camp and proper prepare myself for. But yeah, so it's exciting. But I could get this fight out of the way. Got to get Gotti out of there, Gotti, and and then we'll go from there.
Well, I know I would never ask you to look past any of your opponents, but looking at that top 10, are there some names out there that you would eventually like to do you would like to fight it in the future?
Yeah, well, all of them. I'd like to fight all of them, to be honest with you. Um, I mean, I fought Shabilian lost to him, so that would be a nice. And I think he'll get the title. I mean, Nurmagomedov managed to get the title shot, which I think was unwarranted. And I think Shabili will beat him. So I think Shabili will win the title, and then you never know, we could meet again. But yeah, anyone in the especially the mid top 10, it's like, I mean, I don't know how they're getting slotted in there, but they are. I'd, I'd love to fight Benson Henderson just because I'm such a big fan of back in the day, but he's coming to that point in his career where he might be a bit over the hill. But that would always be a desirable fight. And then yeah, any of them in there would be. There's a nice Russian guy that's just been signed from Risen. Tofik, I can't pronounce his name, but he's hot. I think he's likely to get the. Him and Shabili are the ones that we got to watch out for. I think in the top 10, and then yeah, all the others I don't know. I think I'd smash. Even like Shitball now, I think he's useless. So I don't know how he's got the title. But yeah, so it's those two naughty Russians at the top that I'll be gunning for, and then the other ones, yeah, I mean, I'd fight them next week to be honest with you.
Obviously with the reemergence and the buzz that's coming from the UK MMA scene, it seems like the Russians are really making their push there as well, especially the Dagestan fighters. What do you think makes that team, besides their wrestling abilities? What do you think makes them so successful at what they do?
Um, I think the Soviets have always had some sort of advantage in a lot of sports. They sort of had that black curtain where it was secretive the way they was doing things, weren't it? And they're quite they're quite ahead in some aspects of sports science, I believe. So their athleticism is definitely part to play. Obviously, the wrestling background, Dagestan is that area where there's a great wrestling pedigree, and they've got great strikers out there. And let's not forget, most of them are on PD, so that's definitely added to it. So yeah, they've been banned from the Olympics for a good reason. But to be honest, they are skillful fighters. They've got good boxing pedigrees, good wrestling. So yeah, they're good everywhere. So it does give them a good advantage.
For sure, for sure. Well, listen, Alfie, I know that you're going to be preparing for a fight. I'm sure you're in fight camp, so I don't want to take too much more of your time. I just want to thank you again for your time, and good luck with your fight in October.
Thank you, buddy.
And hopefully we'll see you again in the cage soon.
Yeah, lovely. Cheers, Lou. You take care, buddy. All the best as well. Yeah, take care, buddy.